It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire. Perfect tranquility within consists in the good ordering of the mind, the realm of your own. Marcus Aurelius. If man despises me, that is his problem. My only concern is not doing or saying anything deserving of contempt. Epictetus. In the world, there is nothing better and more pleasant than friendship. To exclude friendship from life is the same as to deprive the world of sunlight. Cicero 3. Though silence is not necessarily an admission, it is not a denial either. Alexander Hagior. Don't spoil the impression of what you have by wanting what you don't have. To get great pleasure, you need to limit yourself. Leo Tolstoy. The life of a fool is bleak and full of fear, because he puts everything aside for the future. Seneca. Difficulty shows what men are. Epictetus. We must not believe the many who say that only free people ought to be educated, but we should rather believe the philosophers who say that only the educated are free. Epictetus. A force devoid of reason perishes by itself. Napoleon Bonaparte. He will always be a slave who does not know how to live upon a little. Horace. If any man cannot feel the power of God when he looks upon the stars, then I doubt whether he is capable of any feeling at all. Abraham Lincoln. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Plato. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Plato. Poets utter grapes and wise things which they do not themselves understand. Plato. Never trust a friend who speaks bad of his comrades. Plato. You should make great things, not promising great things. Steve Jobs. It is difficult to walk at one and the same time. Many paths of life. Lucius Annius Seneca. Only time can heal what reason cannot. Seneca. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. Seneca. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If according to what others think, you will never be rich. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Seneca. Nothing endures but change. Heraclitus. A person's worth is measured by the worth of what he values. Marcus Aurelius. The secret to humor is surprise. Aristotle. Rising from the anticipation of evil. Lucius Annius Seneca. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. Aristotle. A person's worth is measured by the worth of what he values. Marcus Aurelius. Whatever does wrong, wrongs himself. Seneca. Whoever does injustice does it to himself making. Plato. A memory of everything is very soon overwhelmed in time. Marcus Aurelius. The functional wisdom is to discriminate between good and evil. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Nothing stands out so conspicuously or remains so firmly fixed in the memory as something which you have blundered. Marcus Tullius Cicero. We are bound by the law so that we may be free. Marcus Tullius Cicero. What are you laughing at? A story is told about you with a changed name. Nassim Nicholas Taleb. The aim of the poet is to inform or delight, or to combine together in what he says both pleasure and applicability to life. Aristotle. Wife grants nothing to us mortals without hard work. Hesiod. They do harm, but not every man can do good to another. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Plato. A dog has the soul of a philosopher. Plato. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. Seneca. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. Seneca. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Anger, it's not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. No man was ever wise by chance. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. He who has money cannot be punished. Aristophanes. Order is most helpful for clear assimilation. Seneca. It all matters before beginning. Diligent preparation should be made. Confucius. Do not avoid doing small services. They will think that you are also capable of big ones. Confucius. Do not shy away from business, but do not fuss too much. Marcus Aurelius. Capture your reader. Let him not depart from dull beginnings that refuse to start. William Strunk, Jr. A person's weakness is shown in his inability to refuse. Ayn Rand. Every man can tell how many goats were sheep he possesses, but not how many friends. Marcus Tullius Cicero. It is our own evil thoughts which make us. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Freedom will bite back more fiercely when suspended than when she remains undisturbed. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Time is the soul of the world. Hermes Trismegistus. Be a good son, just brother, spouse, tender and good father. Confucius. Even as truth does error have its lovers. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Without friendship, no communication between people has value. Epicurus. When the word does not strike, then the stick will not help either. Confucius. What we do now echoes an eternity. Marcus Aurelius. While we wait for life, life passes. Seneca. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day. It's never short of time. Seneca. Leisure without books is death and burial of a man alive. Seneca. Often a very old man has no other proof of his long life than his age. Seneca. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Seneca. To study philosophy is nothing but to prepare oneself to die. Michel de Montaigne. A happy life consists in tranquility of mind. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Old age, the crown of life. Our play's last act. Sophocles. Fear of making a mistake involves another. Chinese proverb. Beauty dies from wine, youth is reduced by wine. Friedrich Nietzsche. If you wish people to weep, you must weep. Horace. Friends, other companions on a journey who want to aid each other to persevere on the road to a happier life. Pythagoras. Most men and women by birth or nature like the means to advance in wealth and power, but all have the ability to advance in knowledge. Pythagoras. Learn silence with a quiet serenity of the meditative mind. Listen, absorb, transcribe, and transform. Pythagoras. It's time you realize that you have something in you more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and make you dance like a puppet. Marcus Aurelius. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. Be silent for the most part. Or if you speak, say only what is necessary in a few words. Epictetus. Love not what you want to love and what you have. Thomas à Kempis. Mingle a little folly with your wisdom, a little nonsense now and then. His pleasant. Horace. We are just statistics born to consume resources. Jacques Fresco. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but at the intention of the giver or doer. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. We learn not in school, but in life. Lucius Annaeus Seneca. Happiness belongs to the self-sufficient. Aristotle. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. Alan Kay. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin D. Roosevelt. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Martin Luther King, Jr. The unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. I think, therefore I am. René Descartes. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. John Lennon. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Robert Frost. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Lao Tzu. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Edison. The mind is everything. What you think you become. Buddha. Believe you can and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Plato. The only thing standing between you and your goal is the story you keep telling yourself that you can't achieve it. Jordan Belfort. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb. You can't chase after money. You need to go towards them. Tony Robbins. For 2 years, a person learns to speak, and then, for the rest of his life, he learns to be silent. Pirsig. No one can give you better advice and yourself. Epictetus. Good and evil cannot be treated the same way. Aristotle. Love is the attempt to form a friendship inspired by beauty. Socrates. It would be less madness to carry firewood into the forest. Horace. You may drive out nature with a pitchfork, yet she still will hurry back. Horace. Mix a little foolishness with your serious plans. It is lovely to be silly at the right moment. Horace. Life is long if you know how to use it. Seneca. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Seneca. There is no genius without a touch of madness. Aristotle. No audio. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. Seneca. But life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past. Neglect the present and fear the future. While we wait for life, life passes. Seneca. Above the cloud with its shadow is the star with its light. Rabindranath Tagore. Above all things, reverence yourselves. Pythagoras. A fool is known by his speech and a wise man by silence. Plato. Wisdom thoroughly learned will never be forgotten. Seneca. Death smiles at us all week. All we can do is smile back. Marcus Aurelius. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed.